everyone, it is JTB Gaming here, and today we will be doing a Cambridge United Road to Glory. This is how I will be setting up the team with the players that are already at Cambridge United. It's just a basic 4-2-3-1 just to start off for the preseason. Looking at the squad, I didn't really see any of these players staying at the club long term, so I will be selling them, but I do want to loan out these three young players. In the first game of the season, Caruthers gets the ball, is able to find our striker, who plays rolls in as he shoots, and the keeper can only redirect it, and the striker is able to put it in the back of the net, putting us up by 1 right after halftime. Later in the game, Roll steps up to take the penalty, and he converts it from the spot. 2-0 Cambridge United, and that was all that we needed to win that game. So, this is how we are looking after August. We are only 3 points off of a playoff spot, which is exactly where we want to be. These are all the players that we have brought in the first transfer window. There are some first-team quality free agents that we have signed and some young and promising players. This is how the team looks after the transfer window, and the team is looking pretty good. In the Carabao Cup, after 2 easy games, we have been drawn against Premier League side Brighton, but first we have our Leasing.com trophy game against Stevenage. In the game, we had earned a penalty, and Tan Long steps up to take it. He scores it upper 90 as we go to take the lead 1-0. Caruthers plays the ball in behind the defense for our striker. He knocks it back across for Caruthers for the easy tap-in for the second and final goal of the game. In our Carabao Cup game, El Solia gets the ball, shoots, and scores. An absolute rocket by El Solia to put us up 1-0 against Premier League side Brighton. The lead would not last long as Gross scores to level the game. Just a few minutes later, the ball gets whipped into the box as Brighton score, winning the game 2-1. September was not the greatest month as we dropped into 16th place and got knocked out of the Carabao Cup, but we will just have to rebound in October. In our next Leasing.com trophy game, El Solia is played through, plays it back to Caruthers, and he calmly puts it in the back of the net to put us up 1-0 just before halftime. Later in the game, El Solia dribbles past the defender, picks his head up on the end line, and finds Caruthers for the easy tap-in, putting us up 2-0 and sealing off the game. In the month of October, we climbed back up to 8th place in the league and advanced in the cup, capping off a good month for the club. In our next Leasing.com trophy game, Hannett gets free on the wing and whips the ball into Tan Long, who smashes it into the back of the net. An excellent finish by Tan Long to put us up 1-0. Just a couple of minutes later, Tan Long beats 2 defenders before the ball is nicked away, and then he goes on and chips the keeper. This was an absolutely perfect chip for a second goal of the game, putting us up 2-0 before halftime. Just before halftime, they end up scoring, making the score 2-1 going into halftime. Later in the game, Tan Long finds himself in behind the defense, and he calmly puts the ball into the back of the net, winning us the game 3-1. Also, he was able to cap off his hat trick with this goal. As you can see, it's just a perfectly placed strike into the side netting, exactly what you'd want from him in that situation. In November, we did amazing in the league and the cup, and we were able to get up to 4th place in the league. After tying the first game 2-2, we were forced into a replay with Scunthorpe United as we ended up losing 4-0. In our next Leasing.com trophy game, we went to penalties against Blackpool, and we were taking penalties first. Tan Long is our first taker, and he steps up to the spot. Tan Long shoots and sends the keeper the wrong way as we score first. Their first penalty taker also scored from the spot. Now it is Nedled's turn to step up and convert his penalty. However, he is not able to convert his penalty, sending it over the goal. Their second penalty taker is able to convert from the spot. El Solia then steps up to the spot, and he converts his penalty. Wade is able to stop their third penalty taker shot. Gordson steps up to the spot, and he sends the keeper the wrong way, converting his penalty. Their fourth taker sent Wade the wrong way, however he did miss the goal. This now gives Luke Hannett the chance to win us the game. He steps up to the spot and he smashes the penalty crossbar down, winning us the game. An excellent penalty taken to cap off a suspenseful penalty shootout. Entering the second half of the season, we have climbed up to second place in the league and we have advanced in the cup again. Thank you all for watching and see you next time. After the month of January, we are sitting in third place in the table, just 2 points behind second place. In the Leasing.com trophy, we went to penalties against Sunderland in the semi-final of the cup. Again, we were taking penalties first, just like we did in our last Leasing.com trophy game. Up first is Tan Long. We go to aim it bottom right, and we sneak it just by the keeper, putting us up 1-0. The first taker, Maguire, shoots, and he completely misses the goal, giving us this early advantage. Ned Love lines up his shot. Good shot, however, the keeper was able to save it. Their second taker, Will Grigg, completely misses the goal again, meaning we still have a 1-point cushion. Nib shoots and tries to go down the middle, and the keeper does not move and he saves it. Watmore shoots and he does score, even though Wade dived the right way. Rolls is up next, and he sends the keeper the wrong way, converting his penalty, putting us up 2-1. Max Power is the next one to shoot, and he also scores from the spot, tying the game at 2-2 heading into the fifth penalty. El Solia, the captain, steps up, and he converts his penalty, meaning that if Wade saves this next penalty, we will advance to the final of the Leasing.com trophy. Their player lines up to take a shot. Wade doesn't move, but he doesn't have to because it goes off the post, sending us into the final of the Leasing.com trophy. In the month of February, we didn't really go anywhere in the league, but we are now only 1 point behind second place, which is a slight improvement. In the month of March, we did do good in the league, but according to the table, we are not, as we are 6 points behind first and second place. However, that is because they have played more games than us, and that is due to us progressing in the Leasing.com trophy. And speaking of that, we have our game against Shrewsbury in the final next. In the final against Shrewsbury, in the 37th minute, we earned a penalty. Nedelev goes up to shoot, and he scores from the spot, putting us up 1-0 in the final. An absolutely brilliant penalty. Even though the keeper went the right way, Nedelev made sure that the keeper would not be able to save his shot. That Nedelev goal would be all that we would need in order to win the Leasing.com trophy. His penalty in the 37th minute gave us the lead, gave us the game, gave us the trophy. The players are absolutely loving it. I'm absolutely loving it, as we are able to claim our first piece of silverware with the club. What a way to cap off a first trip to Wembley. There's the captain, Jabo Ibrahim, playing in his final season, maybe his final chance to earn a trophy, as he gets to lift it in front of the players, in front of the fans. That is truly how every player should get to retire, lifting a piece of silverware, the first for the club under the reign of JTB Gaming. In the month of April, we were able to climb to first in the league. This is absolutely mental. Going into the final match day, if we are able to beat Scunthorpe United, we are able to win the league. We're not even going to think about what happens in the Port Vale Forest Green game, because we are going to win this next game. Here we are in the final game of the season. Remember, if we win the league. But if not, we will have to look at the result of the Port Vale Forest Green game, but we should not even have to think about that, because we should only be focused on winning this match. In the 19th minute of this match, we concede the throw-in. They're able to work the ball, not forcing anything, just slowly possessing the ball, before it gets played into Miller, who miscontrols it, but he gets it across as Omarigic is drawn out of position, and Miller is able to score, putting Scunthorpe United up 1-0, 21 minutes into the game. Here we are at halftime. Now we may be losing 1-0, but Port Vale is currently losing to Forest Green 2-0. So as long as the results stay, we will win the league. But hopefully we are able to win this game, so we won't even have to think about that. In the 57th minute, Nedlev takes the ball from the defender. Ibrahim gets the ball, and he dribbles towards the sideline before he plays Tan Long in behind. He picks his head up, doesn't like what he sees, cuts it back against across the defender, whips it into Gordson. Defender heads it away before Ibrahim smashes it into the back of the net, tying the game. This might be his most important goal he's ever scored for the club. We were able to tie the game and possibly win us the league. It is all over. We have won the league. While we may have lost the battle, we have won the war. An amazing end to an amazing season. We fought hard all season long. Every game we played, we deserved the result that we got, and we were able to pull through and win the league. As a manager, I can't say anything except for good job, well done, and it's time to celebrate. I'm so proud of the club and what we were able to do in this first season. As Ibrahim is able to lift a second trophy, two things of silverware in one season. Not bad for a first season. Also, you can see El Solia is pumped as he knows how much this means to the club. Not only did we win the league, but we now are promoted and are going to be playing in the third tier of English football, as Ibrahim is able to lift the trophy as we win the league. Good job, Cambridge United. Well done. Let's get them next season. There they are. Title winners, Cambridge United. This is how the table looks at the end of the season. As you can see, we were able to finish first with 26 wins, 12 draws, 8 losses. We scored 73 goals, only conceding 46, with a positive goal difference of 27. Looking now at the top scorers of the league, we had Tan Long, who scored 18 in 44 matches, who's only 3 goals off the Golden Boot. And we also had Nedlev, who scored 11 goals in 39 games. Looking at the players with the most assists, Nedlev had 9 in 39 games, and he was the only player to make the top 25 from our team. Looking at clean sheets, Wade had the most with 16 in 44 games. That just shows how important he is to our team. Looking at the most yellow cards in the season, Sigurdsson was our only player in the top 25 who had 7 yellow cards in 42 games. Looking now specifically at our team in the league, Jabo Ibrahim was able to have the highest average rating of an 8.2. However, he did only play in one game, so you could say Victor Gordson had the best rating of a 7.1. Looking at the team, we did only have 3 players get a red card throughout the season in Luke Hannett, Samir Kruthers, and Amir El Solia. Looking at yellow cards, Sigurdsson did have the most with 7, but he did not get a red card, and Amir El Solia, who had 5 yellow cards, did end up earning a red card. These players that we are looking at now are players that I have bought on a free contract. I signed Kurto just because while Wade did perform well for us this season, I just don't think he was going to be good enough to compete in League One. I signed Tim Ream as an excellent center back, along with Friend, who will be the 2 center backs joining Omragic as we switch to a 5-2-1-2. Banku will be playing our left back, while BC will be playing our right back. Schwab will be joining El Solia in the midfield, while Wadant will be joining Gordson up top, and we will have Nedlev playing the attacking mid. Looking now at just the total stats from the team in all competitions, Noel was our player who appeared in the most games, having 63 appearances and appearing in every single league game. Our total top scorer was Tan Long, who scored 24 goals in 58 games, while not even playing striker for all those games. Todor Nedlev was the player who had the most assists for the club this season, as he was able to have 13 assists, also with 13 goals, which is why I want him playing our attacking mid next season. The players who had the most clean sheets throughout the season were Tan Long and Noel. proving how important they are to the team. While they may not be consistent starters next season, they will be very reliable players coming off of the bench. Looking now at our highest rated players at the end of the season, El Salia was the highest rated with 69, Nedlev was second with 68, Rolls was a 66 overall, Tan Long was a 65 overall, and Besir Omarigic was a 65 overall as well. Looking now at the players who went up the most during the season, Wade went up 8, Omarigic went up 6, Asanali went up 6, Harvey Nibbs went up 5, Callens went up 4, King went up 4, Morales went up 4, Sigurdsson went up 4, and Gordson went up 4. Looking now at some of our older players who did decrease in overall, Ibrahim went down 1, however he's not going to be at the club next season. Daniel Jones also went down 1, but he's not going to be at the club next season. And Tan Long also went down 1 overall next season, which is why he will not be a starter but more of a bench player. Looking now at the cups that we participated in this season, we did get knocked out in the second round replay against Scunthorpe in the FA Cup. In the Carabao Cup, we did get knocked out in the third round to Premier League side Brighton, but we still put up a fight and we made it to the third round as a League 2 team. Lastly, we look at the Leasing.com trophy, where we went on to win 1-0 against Shrewsbury in the final to win Cambridge United its first piece of silverware under the management of JTB Gaming. Looking over things financially at the end of the season, we were able to have a $3.95 million profit, and we were able to more than quadruple the club worth with a projection of $11.96 million club worth. Looking at our earnings this season, we were able to earn $11.8 million. Looking at the overall expenses for the club, we did lose $7.85 million. Looking at our overall resume, we've only been with one club, we've won 1 title, we've won 1 cup. Our biggest win was against Plymouth 3-0 in February. Our biggest defeat was 4-0 versus Scunthorpe in December of 2019, and that was the FA Cup replay that we lost. Our record transfer fee was Besir Omarigic for $444,444. As a club, we have had a total earning of $752,000. And we have played 63 games. We have won 36, drawn 16, lost 11, scoring 96 goals, and only conceding 65 against us. Looking specifically at the 2019-2020 season, with Cambridge United, they wanted us to avoid finishing in the bottom part of the league. We went on to win the league. Domestic Cup, they wanted us to reach the round of 32 stage, but we did lose in the second round replay to Scunthorpe United. In the Carabao Cup, we were able to make it to the third round. In the league, we were able to win, and in the Leasing.com trophy, we were able to win. I find it surprising that we never won Manager of the Month, considering we won the league. And we did not win Manager of the Year award, which I also find somewhat surprising. Our record transfer fee paid was for Besir Omarigic of $444,444. The highest fee that we received was for Fraser of $560,000. We did finish first in the league, and we played 63 games, won 36, drew 16, lost 11, scored 96 goals, and only allowed 65 goals. And that's a wrap on our first season as manager of Cambridge United. If you have any suggestions, please drop them in the comments. Thank you all for watching. This is JTB Gaming signing out. What's up, guys? It's JTB Gaming here, and today we are starting our second season of our Cambridge United Road to Glory. In the preseason, we'll be entering the European Continental Shield just because of the chance that we will get the most money from winning the whole entire thing. This is the team that we will be using throughout this season. As you can see, we switched to that 5-2-1-2. We are now a 2.5-star team after starting off as a 1-star team. So in 1 year, we were able to go up 1.5 stars, which is an incredible accomplishment. For our youth academy, I am sending our first scouts to Northern Ireland for 3 months just to find wingers, just because we need to occasionally have a little bit of pace in the team, someone we can put up top or maybe at the wing back just to add a different element to the game. Our second scout we are sending to Scotland for 3 months to find some physically strong players. This is just because in our formation with the 5-2-1-2, we don't really need any players out wide. And usually whenever you get physically strong players, you get strikers, center mids, and center backs. So we want to have a nice, solid, strong spine to the team. Our third and final scout we are sending to England to find some playmakers, just because those three midfielders are so crucial in this team as they are the main contributor to our offense and they are in charge of feeding the strikers. So we just need these three players to be three of our best players going forward. In the preseason, we were able to win easily, winning each game about 2-0. As you can see from the overall quality of our squad, we were definitely the best team in this preseason cup, and we were able to get all the prize money, which we can now use towards maybe finding a player to buy or improving our youth academy even more. Looking at all the other teams in the league, Barnsley will most likely provide a difficult challenge as they were just relegated from the championship, and we can see Bradford City ended up joining us in this third tier. Forest Green have joined us from League 2. Ipswich will be a tough team to compete against. Luton Town will also be, as they were just relegated from the championship. Peterborough, our main rivals, are also still in the league. Port Vale ended up joining us as well. QPR was relegated from the championship. We now get into our first game of the season against Doncaster at the Keep Moat Stadium. Early in the game, we conceded a penalty. Okurto stops the penalty, giving us a good amount of momentum very early on in the game. Later in the game, Gordson gets played in behind. Instead of shooting it, he lays it across to Schwab, who is able to smash it into the goal, giving us a 1-0 advantage against Doncaster in the first game of the season. Entering halftime, we have definitely been dominated. However, we are winning 1-0, so hopefully we can hold on to this lead throughout the rest of the game. In the 52nd minute, we win the ball, have a lazy turnover before they play the ball into their striker, and he smashes it into the back of the net, leveling the game 1-1. This pass was not what I intended to do, and our striker collected himself and put it into the back of the net. At the end of the game, it ended up being a 1-1 draw. It's not the greatest result, but it's also not the worst. But I feel confident going into the season that we will be able to improve, and in the second time we play Doncaster, that we will be able to beat them. Looking at the match facts after the game, we definitely were the more lucky side, as they were able to have more shots on target. They had more possession. They had more corners. We were just able to have one chance and convert it, and that is honestly all that we need. In the first round of the Carabao Cup, we were drawn against Rotherham United. 22 minutes into the game, we earned a penalty as our left back Banku goes up to shoot, and he converts from the spot, giving us a early 1-0 lead in the Carabao Cup. We are 1-0 up as they go to restart the ball. In the 30th minute, they get the ball. They're able to quickly move the ball around before their striker puts it into the back of the net. I was honestly not upset at the goal. As you can see from this angle, it was just a beautiful goal, and sometimes you just have to admit the fact that you got scored on and move on. After 30 minutes, we are tied 1-1. In the 43rd minute, also Leah finds Nedelev, who plays Gordson in behind, before he gives it to Wadent, who absolutely smashes the ball from the top of the box, first time, giving us a 2-1 lead just a couple of minutes before halftime. This was an absolute bullet and an amazing goal, which is why we signed him. Just 2 minutes before halftime, we are leading 2-1. In the 50th minute, we have another sloppy turnover before the ball gets played into their striker, and he megs our keeper. Honestly, this has been a recurring issue that our center backs just have not been able to find the right pass, and this is definitely something that we need to work on to prevent simple, stupid goals like this one. After 50 minutes, it is tied 2-2. In the 81st minute, Hannett our youth player Murray, who we just promoted, plays back to Hannett, and Hannett smashes it into the back of the net. an absolute super sub. This was exactly what I wanted from him, and I can always count on him to score important and crucial goals like this, sending us into the lead. After that hand goal, we were up 3-2 with just 8 minutes left to play. In the end, we ended up winning 3-2, with that hand goal being the deciding goal, capping off an incredibly stunning game. Looking at the match facts, it was an extremely even game. However, we were just able to make more of the chances that we got, giving us the 3-2 win in the first round of the Carabao Cup. In the league, we have a big match against our main rivals, Peterborough. 25 minutes into the game, Gordon gets played in behind their defense. As he shoots and scores, that Gordon goal puts us up 1-0 25 minutes into the game. In the 39th minute, we earned a penalty, and Nedelov steps up to take it. He shoots and scores, converting from the spot. After that Nedelov penalty, we were up 2-0 6 minutes before halftime. At halftime, we were up 2-0. We have had more shots, but we've had the same amount of shots on target. Ours have just both been goals. They've had more possession, but we have had better passing accuracy, which has helped us control the game, which has allowed us to get this 2-goal advantage. In the 59th minute, Gordon picks up the ball, plays the ball in to Wadent, who smashes it into the side netting. After that Wadent goal, we are up 3-0 59 minutes into the game. At full time, it is a 3-0 Cambridge United victory. Looking at the match facts after the game, as far as shots go, we were very even. We just made more of ours. For possession, we were very even. Our shot accuracy was higher, and our pass accuracy was higher, which allowed us to win the game. Up now, we have our Carabao Cup game against Norwich. In the 10th minute of the game, Banku is driving towards the end line before he plays it back to Wadent, who smashes it into the back of the net. After that Wadent goal, we are up 1-0 11 minutes into the game. In the 42nd minute, El Solia plays Wadent, who plays Nedelov, who plays Gordon, who smashes it into the back of the net. After that Gordon goal, we are up 2-0 after 43 minutes. At halftime, we look at the match facts, and we have had more goals, less shots on target, and less possession. We have really just been trying to counterattack, as Norwich are a better team. In the 55th minute, their winger whips the ball into the box to their striker, who just megs Kurto. As you can see on this replay, I don't understand what Kurto was doing. As you can see, he literally just stands there and gets nutmegged. A truly terrible goal to concede. After that Norwich goal, we are up 2-1 in the 56th minute. In the 62nd minute, El Solia is dribbling towards the end line, cuts it back, crossing his defender, smashes it into the upper 90. After that El Solia goal, we are up 3-1 in the 62nd minute. We did go on to win the game 3-1. As you can see from the match facts, we had more goals. They had twice as many shots and 3 times as many shots on target. They had more possession, but in the end, we did win, and that's all that matters in the end. Our youth scouts have returned from their first 3 months, and on their next 3 months, I was thinking of sending this youth scout to Northern Ireland to get some defenders, just because some of our defenders are older, and I would like to have young replacements coming specifically from the youth squad. Our second scout is going to England to find some strong players to help solidify the center of our team. Our third scout is going to the Republic of Ireland just to find some more defenders. In the Carabao Cup, we traveled to Old Trafford to face Manchester United. After 90 minutes, we ended up drawing 2-2. It was a very even game, and now we are off to penalties. This is the order we will be taking our penalties in. We're going to be starting off strong with Banku, then Schwab, then El Solia, then Wadent, then Gordon, then Friend, then Murray, then Ream, then Besse, then Omergic, then Kurto. We are now in the penalty shootout as Ramos steps up to take his first penalty, but Kurto is able to save it. Next up is Banku. He sends De Gea the wrong way, smashing it upper 90, giving us the 1-0 advantage. Pogba is the next Manchester United player to step up to take a penalty. And he sends Courtois the wrong way, but he hits the post, which means if Schwab can score this, which he does, we are up 2-0 after 2 penalties. Marcus Rashford steps up, and he sends Courtois the wrong way, putting it into the back of the net. El Solia now steps up, looking to smash it right down the middle. De Gea doesn't move, saving the penalty. Alexis Sanchez steps up now, and he just sends Courtois the wrong way, making it 2-2. Wadent now steps up to take his penalty, but De Gea saves it, equaling it 2-2. Fred steps up, and he is able to convert his penalty. So now Gordson must convert this penalty in order to keep us alive. Looking to go right upper 90. He steps up. De Gea went the right way, but Gordson was still able to convert it. Now Ferran Torres steps up for Manchester United as he sends it over the bar, meaning that if Friend can score this, we will beat Manchester United in the Carabao Cup on penalties. Look to smash it in the bottom right corner. Send De Gea the wrong way, score the penalty. That's exactly what Friend needed to do, and that's exactly what he did, as we go on to beat Manchester United on penalties in the Carabao Cup. Now we have a game against our biggest rivals, Peterborough, in the Leasing.com trophy. This is how we will be lining up in our 5-2-1-2. They also will be lining up in a 5-2-1-2. Their front three are very quick technical players, so we will have to watch out for that. 11 minutes into the game, El Solia wins the ball before he dribbles and plays Wadent in behind, who gets the ball and curls it into the back of the net. After that Wadent goal, we were up 1-0 in the 12th minute. In the 19th minute, Nedelev gets the ball, crosses his defender, and smashes it into the bottom corner. That Nedelev goal has given us a 2-0 lead in the 20th minute. In the 48th minute, their striker turns one of our center backs around before he smashes it into the back of the net. After that Peterborough goal, we are up 2-1 just 4 minutes after halftime. At the end of the game, it was a 2-1 win for us. We had more goals, more shots on target, more shots, more possession, more corners. We had better shot accuracy, we had better pass accuracy. We just dominated the game and we deserved to win. Looking now at where we are as a club before the new year starts, we are first in the league, 3 points ahead of Portsmouth. In the Carabao Cup, we went on to beat Watford 4-3 on penalties after drawing the full game 1-1. We have drawn Spurs in the semi-final of the Cup, with the other match being Liverpool versus Manchester City. In the FA Cup, we have drawn against Barnsley in the 3rd round. In the Leasing.com trophy, we have been drawn against Bradford in the area final, with the other match being Accrington versus Portsmouth. We have not brought in any players since the first transfer window ended. However, we have sold one of our youth players, Charles Edwards, who just didn't have good potential. We sold our backup goalkeeper, Sheridan, as we have signed a couple of goalkeepers to the youth squad. We have loaned out Oliveira, Cunningham, Duffy, Drummond, and Granero, just because they won't be getting much play time, but they have high potentials. This is how that month of January will be looking for us. As you can see, we have some tough cup games. We also have some tough league games. However, if you want to see how this all turns out, stay tuned for the next video. And it's JTB Gaming, signing off. Welcome back, everyone. It's JTB Gaming here, and today we will start off this episode with our FA Cup game against Barnsley. This is how the team will look against Barnsley. We have Besse and Banku as our wingbacks. We have Ream, Friend, and Sauter at center backs. Omergic is tired, so he will not be playing. Hannett and Schwab are center mids, and Hannett is in because El Solia is injured. Nedelev is playing the attacking mid. Gordson and Nibs are up top. Nibs is only playing because Wadent had suffered an injury. This is how Barnsley is lining up. They're playing a 4-1-2-1-2 diamond, so we will have to make sure that we use our outside backs to our advantage on the offensive end. And their attacking mid, Adebayo, who was our striker last season on loan. In the 4th minute of the game, Nedelev picks up the ball, dribbles around his defender and lets it rip from just outside the 18. That Nedeljov goal gave us the early 1-0 lead just 5 minutes into the game. In the 9th minute, they were able to work the ball around the edge of our box before Ritzmaier gets the ball and he shoots it into the back of the net. That Ritzmaier goal in the 9th minute has leveled the game. In the 31st minute, they were able to string together a couple of passes inside our box before they were able to smash it into the back of the net. After that goal by Dougal, we are down 2-1 in the 32nd minute. In the 61st minute, Cruthers is able to draw the defender in before he plays it to Tan Long, who puts it into the back of the net. That goal by Tan Long in the 62nd minute has leveled the game at 2-2. In the 71st minute, Ritzmaier beats Cruthers, shoots, is blocked by Friend, but Friend does not get there in time as Ritzmaier taps it into the back of the net. After that Ritzmaier goal, we are now down 3-2 in the 71st minute. That Ritzmaier goal would end up being the last goal as we lose the game 3-2. They had more shots on target, they had more possession. We truly did not deserve to win the game. For our first youth scout, I'm going to be sending him to China for 6 months just to find any sort of players. Our next scout will be going to Japan again just to find players. Our third scout will be heading to the Korea Republic again just to find some more players. We now have our Carabao Cup game against Spurs. We've had the easier path, but that does not matter now. All that matters now is winning this game. We now get into the second leg of the Carabao Cup semifinal. We lost the first leg 1-0. After that FA Cup game against Barnsley, I realized that the 5-back was not working, so I've switched us to a 4-3-3 with Bessie at right back, Omergic and Ream at center backs, Banku at left back with Kurto in goal, Schwab at defensive mid, Murray, our youth player, at center mid, Hannah at the other center mid, Gordson on the left, Nedeljov on the right, and Tan Long up top at the striker, as Wadent and El Celia are still out injured. Looking now at the Spurs team, I don't recognize anybody on their back line. I only recognize Kane, Bergwijn, Fraser, Sissoko, and Lloris. So I don't know if this is their strongest squad they could have put out, but it's the squad they put out for the first leg as well. In the 63rd minute, their winger is able to get the ball and he absolutely smashes it crossbar down. That goal by the right midfielder has put them up 1-0 in the game and up 2-0 on aggregate. In the 91st minute, Murray is able to cut it back and he plays it into Gordson as we are able to get a goal late. However, I do not believe that it will be enough as there is not enough time remaining in the game. After that goal by Gordson, we are tied 1-1 in the 91st minute. That goal by Gordson was in fact too late as we crashed out of the Carabao Cup 2-1 on aggregate. While we did draw the game, look at the match facts. Spurs definitely were the better side, which is expected of them. We now get into the semi-final of the Leasing.com trophy as we face Bradford. Bradford will be lining up in a 5-2-1-2. We will be lining up in a 4-2-3-1. We will have Kurto in goal, Banku left back, Bessie right back. Tim Ream is out injured, so we will have Friend at left center back, and Omergic at right center back. Elsley returns from injury to play left defensive mid. Schwab will be our right defensive mid. Nedeljov will be our right attacking mid. Gordson will be our left attacking mid. And our center attacking mid, Janot, is a player I just signed in order to get the brand exposure objective. He will not be at the club very long. I plan on selling him next season, but he will be playing our center attacking mid. And Wadent returns from injury to start up top. At halftime, it's 0-0. We've had more shots. We've had more shots on target. We've had more possession. With this 4-2-3-1 narrow, I've been trying to keep possession of the ball and move the defense around, and it has worked as we have had some good chances, but none of them have gone in. After 90 minutes, it is still 0-0, which means we will now go into penalties. This is the order which we will take our penalties. We'll have Banku starting off, then Janot, then Schwab, then Nedeljov, then Wadent, then Gordson, then El Celia, then Friend, then Omergic, then Bessie, then Kurto. Starting with the penalties, Vaughn is the first one to step up for Bradford, and he sends Curto the wrong way, scoring, giving them the first goal. Banku then steps up, and he is able to score. Next up is Donaldson for Bradford City. He also sends Curto the wrong way, scoring, giving them the 2-1 advantage. Janut now steps up as he'll look to put it in bottom right corner, which he does, leveling things out at 2-2. Ismail steps up, and he sends Curto the wrong way again, as they take the 3-2 advantage. Next up is the captain, Schwab. We go right upper 90, but the goalkeeper is able to get an arm on it as they're up 3-2. Their next player is Pritchard, who again sends Curto the wrong way, giving them the 4-2 advantage, which means Nedelev now has to score his penalty to keep us alive as we look to go bottom left corner. But their keeper is able to save it as we get knocked out on penalties in the Leasing.com trophy to Bradford. At the end of the season, looking at the league, we went on to win as we won 33 games, we drew 12 games, and we lost 1 game. We had a positive goal difference of 74 goals. Looking at the top scorers in the league, Wadent was able to finish in second with 24 goals in 34 matches. First place had 26 and 46, so I think that if Wadent had not gotten hurt, he would have won the Golden Boot. And in fourth place, we had Gordson, who scored 21 goals in 45 games. Looking at the top assists, Gordson had 12 and 45, Nedelev also had 11 and 42, Ream had 9 and 36, and Schwab had 9 and 45. We had 4 players in the top 10 for assists, and one of those was our center back, showing that we can get things done and we don't rely on specific players for all of our goals. El Salia also had 7 assists in 32 games. Looking at clean sheets, Curto was able to have the most clean sheets as he had 19 clean sheets in 40 games. Looking at yellow cards, Friend was the only one who appeared in the top 15 as he had 6 in 36 games, showing that we are a disciplined team. Looking now at red cards in the league, Schwab was the only one who earned a red card in the league, and he played 45 games. Looking at how we did in the cups now, we did get knocked out in the third round of the FA Cup against Barnsley as we lost the game 3-2. In the Carabao Cup, we made it to the semi-finals, however we lost to Spurs 2-1 on aggregate. In the Leasing.com trophy, we made it to the semi-final, however we lost to Bradford 4-2 on penalties, meaning we were not able to keep our title. Looking now at the total stats for the team, Schwab and Gordson appeared in the most games, each appearing in 63 games. Omergic appeared in 60, Nedelev in 59, Banku in 57, Curto in 56, Ream in 53, Friend in 52, Bessie in 50, and Wadent in 48. Looking at our overall top scorers, Wadent was able to score 30 goals while only playing 48 games. Gordson scored 26 in 63, Nedelev scored 19 in 59, Banku scored 13 in 57, Tan Long scored 10 in 41, Schwab scored 7 in 63, Friend scored 5 in 52, Murray scored 5 in 31, El Salia scored 4 in 46, and Nibs scored 3 in 10. Looking at the players with the most assists, Gordson was able to have 14, Nedelev had 13, Schwab had 13, El Salia had 12, Ream had 9, Murray had 7, Banku had 6, Wadent had 4, Ginot had 2, and Tan Long had 2. Looking at the players who kept the most clean sheets, Schwab had the most with 26, Friend had 25, Omergic had 24, Wadent, Curto, Banku, and Ream all had 23, El Salia had 20, Bessie had 19, and Nedelev had 18. Looking now at the players with the highest overall, Wadent is still our best player as he is a 74 overall, Gordson is a 73, Curto is a 72, Banku is a 72, Schwab and Bessie are 70, Ginot is 70, Ream is 69, and Nedelev is 68. Looking at the players who had the highest overall change, Gordson is the only one who has been featuring in the first team as he went up 8 overall, Michaels went up 7, Evans went up 6, Moore went up 5, as well with Brown. Oliveira, Morales, Drummond, and Duffy also all went up 4 overall. Looking at the players overall who decreased, Tan Long's overall decreased by 1, Friend, Elsevier, and Reams also all decreased by 1. Tim Ream and Tan Long are going to be retiring at the end of the season. We have signed 2 players on a free contract. The first is Alan Brown from Preston North End. He is a center mid who can play attacking mid, defensive mid, or center mid as we look to switch to a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1. The second player we have signed is Sebastian Holman. He is a good quality center back as Ream is retiring and Friend will be getting older, and we need someone who is experienced to partner up with Omarigic. Looking at our overall managerial career, we have only been with Cambridge United. We have won 2 leagues. We did not win any other cups this year. Our biggest win changed. We defeated Fleetwood 4-0 in April. Our biggest defeat was still that 4-0 loss to Scunthorpe in the FA Cup last year. Our record transfer fee is $2,400,000, and our total earnings are $1,568,000. We have played in 127 games. We have won 83, drawn 28, lost 16. We have scored 229 goals, and we have allowed 108 goals. Looking at this season specifically, the club wanted us to avoid relegation, but we went on to win the league. They wanted us to reach the round of 32 in the FA Cup. However, we did not do that. In the Carabao Cup, we made it to the semifinals. We won the league. And in the Leasing.com trophy, we made it to the area final or the semifinal. We did finally win Manager of the Month for the first time in April, and we still have not won Manager of the Year. The record transfer fee that we paid was for Ginot, as we signed him for $2.4 million. The record transfer fee that we have received was for Haber for $1.3 million. We finished first in the league. We played 64 games. We won 47. We drew 12. We only lost 5. And we scored 133 goals, and we only allowed 43. Financially this season, we were able to earn an $8.18 million profit, and our club worth projection is set to just about triple. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any players I should sign or any suggestions, please just leave them down in the comments. And it's JTB Gaming, signing off. What's up guys, it's JTB Gaming here, and today we will be kicking off our 3rd season of our Cambridge United Road to Glory. In the preseason, we will be participating in the European National Cup as we look to win the most money. For our board objectives, we have been given a critical priority for our financial aspect, and we have to reduce player wages. That kind of ruins my plans for the season, because I went and I scouted all of these wonder kids that I was looking to bring in, but now we can't because of our board's financial strictness. Instead of spending money on players, we have fully invested in our youth academy. Looking now at the players that I'm looking to sell, most of them just are not good enough quality, and since they are not good enough quality, they don't have high enough potential for me to see them as a good long-term investment. Walter Moore is the only player that I'm looking to loan out. He has high potential. He would be a good player for us to come off the bench, but he won't be getting that much playing time, so I want him to go out on loan to make sure he is getting that playing time. Looking now at the other teams in the championship, Barnsley have joined us from League One, and the rest of these first 8 teams look like quality opposition. Portsmouth have joined us also from League One, as the rest of the teams also look like quality opposition. Preston have also joined us from League One, as the rest of the teams look like, again, quality opposition. This will be a tough season as most of the teams are very good and very well-rounded. Looking at the overall quality of the squad, we are now a 3-star team with a 72 overall offense, a 69 overall midfield, and a 69 overall defense. Looking now at how the team will be lining up this season, this is one option in the 4-3-3 flat. However, I don't think I will be using this option that much. This is the formation that I will most likely be using throughout the season. It is a 4-3-2-1 with an emphasis on possession. We now get into the first game of the season as we host Derby County. This is how the team will be lining up in the first game of the season. We will be using that 4-3-2-1, and hopefully it ends up working, as this is the first time I've used this formation. Derby County will be lining up in a 4-2-3-1. In the 24th minute, Gordson plays Wayne in behind, who gets the ball and puts it into the back of the net. After that Wayne goal, we are up 1-0 in the 25th minute. In the 29th minute, Bessie dribbles the ball down the line before he crosses it in as Wayne smashes home the header. That Wayne goal has given us a 2-0 lead in the 30th minute. In the 39th minute, Banku crosses the ball into Wayne, who wins the ball from the defender as he puts it into the back of the net as the goalkeeper forgets where he is, and Wayne is able to put it home from this very, very tight angle, as you can see in this replay right here. That Wayne goal has put us up 3-0 39 minutes into the game. That Wayne goal would be the last goal that was scored as we go on to beat Derby County 3-0 to start off the season. Looking at the match facts, we had more goals, but our shots and shots on target were very similar. However, we just made more of our chances. They had more possession, but in the end we won, and that is really the only stat that matters. After Barnsley knocked us out of the FA Cup last year, we have gone on to knock them out of the Carabao Cup 4-1. The injury that Murray picked up in that Carabao Cup game was an LCL tear, which means he is out for 2 months. After beating Barnsley in the Carabao Cup, we now go on to face Wolverhampton Wanderers. This is how the team will be lining up. We will be sticking with the 4-3-2-1 as we line up as we normally would. This is how Wolves will be lining up in their 5-2-3. We will have to watch out for the pace on the wings as they have Adama Traore and Daniel Podence. In the 28th minute, Bessie finds Brown as he makes a brilliant run before he slots it into the back of the net. That Brown goal has given us the 1-0 lead in the 29th minute. At halftime, we are up 1-0. We've had more shots, we've had more shots on target, we've had more possession. We've really been dominating this game, but we're still only winning 1-0 as that is a lead that can easily change. In the 75th minute, Murray dribbles past 2 defenders as he crosses it into Gordson, who puts it into the back of the net. That Gordson goal has given us the 2-0 lead 76 minutes into the game. At full time, it is a 2-0 Cambridge United victory as we progress in the Carabao Cup. Looking at the match facts, we had 4 times as many shots and 6 times as many shots on target. We did have a little bit more possession. Our shot accuracy was much higher and our pass accuracy which was much higher, which just goes on to prove how the numbers don't lie, and we deserve to win this game. After knocking out Wolves in the Carabao Cup, we again face Spurs in the Carabao Cup. We will again be lining up in the 4-3-2-1. The only change that we have made is Kurto is out injured, so Gillespie will be stepping in goal. This is how Spurs will be lining up. They will be using a 4-2-3-1, and they have a very, very good team, so we will need some cup magic in order to defeat them. In the 9th minute, Harry Kane has played the ball as he bodies Holman before he is able to turn and fire it into the back of the net. That Harry Kane goal gives Spurs the early lead as they're up 1-0 in the 9th minute. In the 42nd minute, Omrikic is not fully able to handle the ball before it gets played back into Harry Kane, who scores his 2nd goal of the game. After 42 minutes, Spurs are up 2-0 thanks to 2 Harry Kane goals. Ndombele wins the ball before he plays it into Foden, who backheels it into Bergwijn, who is able to shoot and score from outside the 18. That Bergwijn goal has given Spurs the 3-0 lead in the 70th minute. At full time, it is a 3-0 Spurs win. This makes it 2 years in a row that we have been knocked out of the Carabao Cup by Spurs. Heading into the month of January, we are in 7th place in the league, only 3 points off of a playoff spot, which we will be aiming to get. In the FA Cup, we have been drawn against Arsenal, which will be the first game of the next episode, so if you want to see that, stay tuned, and it's JTB Gaming, signing What's up guys, it's JTB Gaming here, and today to start off this episode we have our FA Cup game against Arsenal. This is the formation we will be using for this game. It's a 4-1-2-1-2 wide. The strength of this formation is its ability to counterattack, and that is how I plan to approach this game. This is how Arsenal line up. They are playing a 4-2-3-1. And now we kick off the game at home versus Arsenal. In the 16th minute, Talisca gets the ball, he cuts it back, and Pepe smashes it into the back of the net. That Pepe goal has given Arsenal the early 1-0 lead in the 16th minute. In the 24th minute, Wadon is played in behind, where he cuts it back across, as Michaels is able to put it into the back of the net. After that Michaels goal, we are tied 1-1 with Arsenal in the 25th minute. In the 46th minute, Vitolo plays it across for Pepe, who plays it in behind for Nikita, as he is able to score their second goal. The goal was not called offsides, but as you can see on the instant replay, it is, and this goal could come back to haunt us. At full time, it is Arsenal 2, Cambridge United 1. Looking at the match facts after the game, we definitely did not deserve to win, as they had many more shots on target. They had a lot more possession, they had more tackles, they had a much higher pass accuracy, so we got the result that we deserved. Looking at the youth academy, I decided to send all of our scouts out for 6 months. I sent one to Portugal just to find some attackers, one to Italy just to find some defenders, and another one to Spain just to find some strong players. At the end of the season, we have managed to get into a playoff spot as we sneak into the 6th spot. That means in the playoffs we will be facing West Brom. This is how I will be lining up the team during the playoffs. It's a 4-4-2, and we will be playing very direct, as I want to take advantage of our physically gifted strikers. This is the trophy that we are playing for. We want to be playing in the final against either Brentford or Bristol City on Sunday, June 5th. We are about to kick off against West Brom, but first let's take a look at the lineups. West Brom will be playing a 4-2-3-1, with their main danger man being Mason Greenwood, the Manchester United striker, as he is playing up top for them. We will be playing that 4-4-2, but we do have to watch out as Omergic, Bessie, and Banku all have yellow cards, so if they get a yellow card, they will not be available for the next match. We now kick off the game against West Brom in the championship playoffs. Looking at the match facts at halftime, we have had more shots and more shots on target than them. We just have not been able to convert any of our chances. In the 76th minute, their defensive mid sends Murray the wrong way as he plays it into Greenwood, who smashes it upper 90. That Greenwood goal has given West Brom the 1-0 lead late in the game. Just a little bit later, Greenwood whips it into the box. It's headed, Banku blocks it, but he's not able to block the second effort. That second West Brom goal has given them the 2-0 lead very, very late into the game. At full time, it is a 2-0 West Brom win. That means we have a giant hole to climb out of in the second leg. Looking at the match facts, the second half was definitely all West Brom, as they scored 2 goals and we did not even register a single shot. We now get into the second leg of the game against West Brom. This is how we are lining up in the second leg. We have Nibs and Wadon up top, Gordon at left mid, Brown and Murray at our center mids. Janot will be playing our right mid, even though he's a striker. Nedlev will be playing our right back, even though he's an outside mid. Moore will be playing our left back, even though he's an outside mid. Holman and Omergic are our 2 only defenders on the team as they play center backs, and we put Kurto in goal. West Brom have not made any changes as they will again line up with their 4-2-3-1. West Brom will now get the second leg underway. In the 12th minute, West Brom's right back whips the ball in as their left mid is able to put it into the back of the net. Our lack of actual defenders definitely hurt us right here, as Nedlev was not defensively aware enough to track his man. That early goal has put West Brom up 1-0 in the game and 3-0 on aggregate. In the 14th minute, Gordson gets the ball, he dribbles towards the inline as he crosses it into Waden, who scores the goal just seconds after theirs. That Waden equalizer has made it 1-1 in the game and 3-1 on aggregate. In the 28th minute, Brown plays Waden, who plays Gordson in behind, as their defender misses and Gordson is able to get a clean shot off and he expertly puts it into the back of the net. That Gordson goal has given us the 2-1 lead in the game, and we are now only down 3-2 on aggregate. At halftime, the aggregate score is 3-2, which is exactly where we want to be, and this game has been a very even game, so hopefully in the second half we will be able to put this game away. In the 47th minute, Brown turns his defender, gets free, shoots, and scores. That Brown goal has made it 3-1 in the game and 3-3 on aggregate. In the 70th minute, Omarigic goes in for the slide tackle late, and he gets a red, putting us down to 10 men. In the 80th minute, their left winger gets the ball as he whips it into Greenwood, who is free in the box as he heads the ball home. That Greenwood goal would be the winning goal as we go on to lose to West Brom in the championship playoffs 4-3. We may have won this game, but we definitely did not deserve to win the tie. But we were much better in this game, which is something to improve on. So in the end, we did lose to West Brom, and Brentford went on to beat Bristol City, so it will be Brentford and West Brom playing in the playoff final. Looking now at the league, we finished in 6th place. We won 25 games, we drew 6 games, and we lost 15. We scored 69 goals, and we only allowed 52, as we had a 17-goal difference, which was the lowest of the top 7 teams. Looking at the top scorers, Gordson finished in 6th with 21 goals in 45 games. Looking at assists, Brown had 7 in 45 games, Gordson had 7 in 45 games as well, and Schwab had 6 in 42 games. Looking now at clean sheets, Curto finished with 8 in 33 games. And our youth team goalkeeper Gillespie was able to finish with 4 in 14 games. Looking at yellow cards, Waden had 7 in 45 games, and Holman had 6 in 42 games. For red cards, Schwab had 1 in 42 games. Looking now at the statistics for the whole entire season and all competitions, Waden, Brown, and Gordson all appeared in 58 games, Bessie appeared in 56 games, Holman in 55, Banku in 54, Schwab in 53, Omarigic in 51, Curto in 43, and Jenot in 43. Looking at our top scorers, Gordson finished first with 25 goals, Waden finished second with 20 goals, Brown finished third with 10 goals, and Jenot and Banku both had 8, Nedlund had 5, Bessie had 4, Murray had 3, Schwab had 2, and Nibs had 1. Looking now at assists, Gordson had 11, Schwab had 9, Brown had 7, Waden had 6, Banku, Nedlund, and Bessie all had 3, and Omarigic, Ricci, and Murray also had 2. Looking at the players who were on the field when we kept the most clean sheets, Gordson, Holman, and Waden all had 16, Brown, Schwab, Bessie, and Banku all had 15, Murray had 12, along with Omarigic and Curto. Looking at our highest overall players, Gordson is now the highest overall as he is now an 80, Brown is a 77, Waden's a 76, Holman's a 74, Curto's a 73, Banku's still a 72, Omarigic is now a 72, Bessie is now a 72, and Jenot is a 70. Looking at the players who grew the most throughout the season, McAvoy, Medeiros, and Gordson all went up 6 overall. Drummond, Moore, Cho, Tremblay, and Ritchie all went up 5 overall, and McKenzie went up 4. El Salida was the only player on the team whose overall went down. He is also retiring at the end of the season. Looking at some of the players that I do not plan to extend their contracts for, I'm not going to be keeping Curto because financially we need to not have such a high wage bill, and Gillespie is an excellent backup. Jenot, I'm not keeping him because he was never a part of my plans. I'm not keeping Nedelev just because there are other players at his position, and he is just not good enough anymore. Morales was a youth player that I never really felt like he fit in. Schwab again is being replaced by Murray, so he will not be playing, and El Celia is retiring. Looking at how we did in the Cups during the season, we did get knocked out of the FA Cup in the third round 2-1 by Arsenal. In the Carabao Cup, Spurs again knocked us out 3-0 in the quarterfinals. Looking at that financial objective, we did not reduce player wages by much at all, but we did increase the club worth by 82%. Looking at our resume as a manager, nothing really changed, but we have now played 186 games. We have won 114 of those. We have drawn 36. We have lost 36. We have scored 320 and allowed 174. Looking specifically at the season, the club wanted us to finish mid-table, and we were able to finish in 6th. The club wanted us to reach the round of 32 stage, but for the third year in a row, we were knocked out in the third round. We were knocked out of the Carabao Cup in the quarterfinals. We were able to finish in 6th in the league, and we did win Manager of the Month. Our record transfer fee that we paid, we did not have one as we did not purchase any players this season. The record transfer fee that we received was for Wade, and that was $1.85 million. This season, we played 59 games. We won 31, we drew 8, and we lost 20. We scored 91 goals, and we allowed 66. This season, we were able to have a $29.18 million profit, as our club is now worth $42.5 million with a projection of over $66 million. I hope you all enjoy this episode, and it's JTB Gaming.